about this.
All right, Dan McClellan, I've got a question for you.
About
the
this.
Proto-Evangelium of James, also known as the Infancy Gospel of James, is a non-canonical gospel.
Makes me think about how this sculpture was decapitated this summer partly because of the rise of obstetrics. What? So, as Dan discusses, the Gospel of James, which is non-canonical, does talk about the infancy of Jesus. And visually, you see that in images of Mary, often in a cave, like in this Byzantine artwork, as well as being attended by midwives. And that tradition is common throughout Renaissance art as well, particularly in manuscript. But visually, these kinds of scenes of Mary being with midwives decreases after the Reformation. And in the Counter-Reformation, you see more and more scenes divorced from the act of giving birth. This is also the time where you see a rise in science and men as physicians taking care of women birthing. So more and more women have men at their bedside as they give birth, which takes me back to this sculpture. Now, I am not going to show the full sculpture because she is, let's say, 10 centimeters. And obviously the artist was making a point here about women and how Mary is, of course, important in the birth of Jesus. And the vandal, however, is channeling potentially two different sectors of this. One just being anti-female, but also assuming that this is incredibly sacrilegious. And while the book of James is not canonical, the idea of Mary being essential in the birth of Jesus is still incredibly important. And the greater sacrilege would be decapitating Mary, right? If you think about